Welcome back to flameflash.net. We're on episode 40, though this is part 2. It seems Ustream decided to have a bit of amnesia, so the amazing episode 40 that I had previously recorded, gone. So, we'll get right to the Raptor report and hopefully be able to slightly relive the experience at least. Starting off, Ratchet & Clank All for One. Great game. 30-minute increment, hour increment, sit down, play with a family. This is not a game to be played alone. Go online. Get the online pass if you have to. But sit down with 3 other people, 2 other people, and enjoy. Listening to the joyful cackle as son number 2 goes jumping off the cliff or falling down the hole, or squeals in joy as he uses a rocket launcher to blast the big giant octopus thing on the screen. You can't get much better than that. Personally, I like to play as the big green guy that I guess is the president of the galaxy or something. Quirk. Then we have Ratchet and we have Clank, and we have the usual bad guy that the kids avoid if they can help it. Somebody usually draws the short straw and ends up with that guy. But it's a great game, and it's certainly one to check out and encourage the publisher to maybe make more of this exact same kind of game for players. We researched the other Ratchet games in the series. This is the only one that's multiplayer. The others, one player. Boo. Mario Kart 7. So, here in Mario Kart 7, we have an awesome replayability. No, it's not just time trials like, say, previous Mario Karts, where you would go and race yourself, basically, and try to get the best time. Now, you download Spot Pass races. Other people's ghosts from around the world, or people that you street pass, and their ghosts. So, you get to experience other people's time travels and time trials, and race them. Foreshadowing to the next one, I guess, or one of the other games I played this last week. Time travels. Anyway. So, but you get to race them. Hopefully you're recording new records for yourself at the same time, and it's competitive. It's fun, it's competitive. You don't get the weird randomness of, say, 3 lightning bolts in a row and then a blue turtle shell splatting you all over the road. It's just pure kart racing with 3 extra mushrooms that you have waiting in the wings to either fix a mistake or plow you that much more ahead of your other ghosts that you've downloaded. Magic the Gathering, Duels of the Planeswalkers. So, this I actually did the physical cards, refereed a game between the 2 older kids a little bit, and then also got to crack open a Dark Ascension Fat Pack. Thank you, dear wife, for Valentine's. Well, actually, you're now in bed. I indicated to her on the original recording. But I'm definitely keeping with the spirit theme that I had previously, and the werewolf theme that I had previously, thanks to Innistrad and M12. And now I'm going to be picking up a zombie theme to my decks. So we'll see how that goes. Some good burn spells in there that I picked up as well, so my burn deck should be able to be built up a little bit further. And I may have to make my rainbow vampire deck a little bit more just vampire, because I finally have enough vampires to do it. May lose a few of those extra, hey what? Colors of white suddenly coming out of nowhere, but I think a black-red vampire deck would definitely be beneficial at this point. Going to probably deconstruct my current decks and rebuild and really get a good picture and feel of everything that I have that way. Next up, The Simpsons arcade game. This is that free game, free on PlayStation Plus. Yes, you have to stay a subscription, keep up your subscription to PlayStation Plus, but it's worth it. PlayStation Plus has already paid for itself for me. You get various games on sale. Back to the Future. Yay, more foreshadowing. Is one that I definitely got. There have been others. Probably too many. When the PlayStation Plus store has a sale, it has a sale. You save a lot of money. For instance, the Penny Arcade bundle. $3 for both episodes of the Penny Arcade game? Isn't that usually $30 or at least $15? So there's $11, $12 you just saved right there. And a year's subscription is $50. So a few more deals like that and bam! Golden. Simpsons arcade game though. Classic arcade game. If you're around my age, you remember going to the arcades. You probably remember the Simpsons arcade game, the X-Men arcade game, the Turtles in Time arcade game, the original Ninja Turtles arcade game. The one that later turned into a game on the NES. But you have these classics, and we finally have all of them available to play on the home console in their original form. Well, not Turtles in Time, but oh well. The remake they did is still pretty good there. I liked it at least. The Simpsons is no different. It took me a moment, for instance, on that first blowing up the balloon to get back in the habit of alternating between the action button and the jump button, action button, jump button, in quick succession. The folks on YouTube or Ustream are able to see my fingers flopping around nice and fast. These are gamer fingers, folks. Flip, 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 flip. Anyway. It's a great game for even younger boy and myself to sit down and play together. I think that's what we did while the older two were playing Magic, and I was helping them understand some of their cards as need arose. Excellent game. Excellent classic. It hasn't lost anything in the translation, and if anything, I've gained a deeper appreciation for the history and time that I cranked into it way back in the day. And now I don't even have to use real quarters. Back to the Future, the game, part 5. So played through this, so I've now finished the series. I'm sad for that, but I'm extremely happy with the full experience. This is one of those sagas. This is Back to the Future 4. That's what we got in this package. My only regret with this game is that I didn't play the series back to back to back to back to back to back. Closer. There's a pretty good spread between when I last played episode 4 and episode 5, or even episode 1. So, if you're picking this up, dedicate enough time, plan enough time, treat it like a good, long book. Because that's what these kinds of games are, dialogue tree, but you really have one specific dialogue. Puzzles. It's Back to the Future. We bring in Michael J. Fox to voice a character on episode 5, which is awesome for fanboys. like myself. And I'm not going to go into much other detail. It does end with "to be continued" again on the screen. So, whether they're just saying Doc and Marty go and have more adventures together, possibly, or they are going to work on another Back to the Future game episode block, who knows? Be nice if they did, but who knows? It was a great 5-episode run, and I'm really happy to have played it and shared it, because I may have been the one in the driver's seat, but the entire family enjoyed watching the interactions and everything else that was going on in the game and the story, because I've made Back to the Future fans of my younglings. They haven't watched it recently. May have to correct that this weekend. Finally, World of Warcraft. And actually a decent amount of Blizzard news on the docket. But World of Warcraft has Love is in the Air festival hard in play right now. I'm going for the Pink Flamingo mount. No, that's not what it's really called. But on my server, for instance, it's selling for 10,000 gold. Holy crap. Personally, I'll be teaching it to my main. Thank you very much. My druid has worked hard these last couple of weeks, and the least I can do is give it to my druid as a reward and up her mount count while I'm at it. Speaking of mounts, because now we're transitioning into news and we get to stay in World of Warcraft and Blizzard to do it. The Heart of the Aspects, golden, bronzy, Chinese dragon looking mount is now available on the Blizzard store. It looks amazing to me. I was going to surprise the kids with it, but the Blizzard store is acting a little funky right now. Probably a lot of traffic going to it. I know I was going to surprise Red Flare with one for Valentine's Day yesterday, but I couldn't because there was a 30,000 person queue at that point in time. I think it was 30,000. May have been 3,000. Oh well. Either way, it was a long queue, and I wasn't going to get anywhere. So, moved on, and I'll have to wait on surprising the kids, since I just kind of blew the surprise with her when she listens to this. But I'll surprise the kids eventually with one when the site's dust settles. But speaking of mounts in WoW, there are 1 million players out there on the Tyrell's Charger. That's that WoW annual pass mount reward. You get Diablo 3, you get the Mists beta, and you get this mount. Well, there are 1 million subscribers of that plan out there. Red Flare and I are 2 of them. I'll be taking advantage of the Diablo 3 license as well. She won't be. So, there's probably a good at least 500,000 players, future players of Diablo 3. Probably more. I know that we only have 1 computer that's currently capable of running Diablo 3, which definitely puts a dampener on, say, dual boxing or teaming up with the kids if some of the quests are appropriate. So I'll just use mine. Oh well. Because I am planning on getting it. The beta has been absolutely awesome. Now, another one of those Blizzard projects out there is called Blizzard Dota. Valve, the makers of Half-Life, they're those guys that run Steam, has submitted paperwork to get the term Dota trademarked. They are working on Dota 2. Now, the interesting thing is this isn't supposedly standing for anything. It's just DOTA. That's it. no capitalization, except for the D. And so they're trying to get around the fact that it actually stands for Defense of the Ancients, a Warcraft 3 real-time strategy mod. Defense of the Ancients mod. Blizzard has said, you can make it, but you can't trademark it. Now, I don't know if they're just waiting until it comes out and then they're going to sue Steam and Valve for releasing something against their intellectual property, but honestly, I doubt it. I think they're more interested in their own Dota, Blizzard Dota, and hope that the appeal of their game will bring people in more than Steam's, Valve's Dota 2. But to do that, the term Dota can't be floating around out there trademarked. So Blizzard has filed the appropriate paperwork to fight a trademark. And in this case, I think I agree with them. Crossed out all my notes previously, thanks to the magical Lost episode 40, which is why it's being re-recorded. Diablo 3 is estimated to be available in 2012 quarter 2. So it's been delayed again. Well, crap. World of Warcraft, though, fortunately, so we're going to balance the bad news out with the good news, only lost 100,000 subscribers in the last quarter. Now, we only had 1 million, 10% of subscribers out there sign up for the year pass. But only 1% of subscribers dropped. And only 1% dropped in a period of time that a very big potential competitor launched, Knights of the Old Republic by EA. Awesome! That is positive news for Blizzard. Because these 100,000 that left were probably going to leave anyway. And they're probably not going over to Star Wars. So that's just cool. Congratulations, Blizzard, for stemming the tide. Personally, I can't wait for Mists because I want to run some 5-man dungeons again, and the Cataclysm ones just haven't been fun. The heroics. I mean, somebody decides to get in their head to group kick the healer because everyone in the group dies from some Jaina Proudmoore insta-kill? Seriously? Jerks. But I'm not bitter at all about that occurrence. No bitterness. None whatsoever. Congratulations to Doublefine. They are a game publisher of games such as Stacking, Costume Quest, Once Upon a Monster. Stacking is your little stacking doll. Russian stacking doll. And you hop into other stacking dolls to gain various abilities, to solve puzzles. The really neat thing about this game is that you can solve the puzzles in different ways. So it's not just every time you load the level, you have to go through this one way to win. You don't. Which is really cool. Costume Quest, I haven't played as much. Thanks to PlayStation Plus, I have it on my system. But just haven't had opportunity to try it out. Once Upon a Monster. You can tell I've already been podcasting or drinking, one of the two. My mouth is tired. And since I don't drink, it must be the first one. But Once Upon a Monster is a Kinect Xbox 360 game. You play as, a Sesame Street monster and team up with your child and go through and complete the various tasks. Well, Kickstarter out there is a donation website. It's a business plan website, actually. So you propose a product, you propose a service, and folks will buy some piece. For instance, in Doublefine's case, they put a $400,000 Kickstarter. They said, this is how much money we need to produce a new video game. If you donate $15 to the cause, you get the game when it comes out. $30, you get the game, and you get some other downloadable content. Some making of, behind the scenes stuff. Cool. So cool, in fact, that at last check, which was a little while ago, $1.5 million has been pledged. Whoa. So that's people, like you and me, who say, Doublefine, I like you. I'd like your game the minute it comes out, so I am pre-ordering it with this $15 pledge. Now I have to point out it's a pledge, because if you don't meet your goal, which Doublefine already has left in the dust 3 times, wow. But if you bleach your dust, I must be tired. I'm going to blame Ustream on that one. Interesting. It's not even in my notes. Oh well. Oh, if you reach your pledge amount, you get it. Otherwise, everybody gets to keep their money. Hopefully that's where I was going with Kickstarter. Anyway. Finally, 3DS. If you own a 3DS or a DSi, and you haven't yet picked up Four Swords Zelda Adventure, get it. It's free. It's free until February 20th. Don't wait. Get it now. Before their servers clog up from late adopters. Get it now. Finally, Xbox 360 or the next Xbox, however you'd like to call it, the next console from Microsoft. New rumor out there. A touch screen controller. Now, yes, the Wii U is already doing this. It's going to be more of a tablet or a pad. But it's neat to see Microsoft stealing ideas from somebody besides Apple for a change. Sorry, that was catty. The 360 is the least played system in my household. And if I had it to do all over again, I would have just gotten a PS3. Now, speaking of PS3, we also have a companion device that should now be out in stores called the PlayStation Vita. Talked about it a little bit in the past. Very curious what people think about it. Podcast at flameflesh.net. Just tossing that out there. Not going to be picking up a Vita for quite a while. So we'll just have to wait and see what the verdict is. Now, what's fortunate is I caught a couple of tweets between when I last recorded and this attempt at recording that revealed 2 neat media things. I'll share the one that I'm less excited about first. Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter? So you're putting a really cool guy from history with hunting vampires. Interesting. Alright. Worth a Netflix rental at least. Once, it actually comes out on DVD. Don't think that's one I'll be seeing in the theaters. Just a hunch. But we do have the new Teen Titans. Cartoon Network is starting a DC block of shows on Saturday mornings. March 3rd is when it starts. And here we're going to have Young Justice. We're going to have the new Green Lantern animated film, or animated show, and then new Teen Titan shorts, supposedly. We'll have to wait and see what that actually entails, but the exclusive clip that IGN.com has over on their site is worth checking out. They get all of the same voice cast for the main heroes, and it was great to watch them in original work. I'm also going to have to go and check and make sure that we have all 5 seasons. I think we do, but now I want to go and double check that. Just because. Looked it up, iTunes does not yet have the new Teen Titans, but they do have the season 1 through 5 of the original series. So, if you're interested, there it is. But I think it's high time to see if Ustream's going to cooperate with me next time, and also go and get my chance at the Love Rocket. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, actually, I don't want to know what you're thinking. But it's, the love is in the air, boss fight. This is the rare mount that drops from that. So far, I've only gotten 2 gas masks, different characters, and the little oozling pet. Still cool, still worth it. I'm aiming at the rocket. Probably won't see it. But at least I'll be able to say that I tried. So, I'm Flameflash out there. At Flameflash on Twitter. Flameflash.net. For me. All of your general Flameflash needs. Flameflash.net on Facebook as a fan page. And finally, questions, comments, suggestions, ventilations, or just regular vents. Podcast at flameflash.net. Write in. Tell us what you think. And thank you for stopping by for episode 40. Let's hope this one saves.